Welcome back everyone, I'm the Depressed Eeyore and this is Cultist Simulator. Beginning our next expedition. We're actually running out of places to explore because we've kind of done all the places. We could do the repeated places if we really need to, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just fast forward as much as I can. At this point we got really pretty good momentum going on our side. Once you are able to start reliably summon things, those summons can make a huge difference. Anyway, Hieronymus recovers his composure eventually to describe how the Thunderskin entered the Mantis through the Peacock Door. This Hieronymus insists is abomination upon abomination, but then that most abomination of doors has always been an abomination. And this got us access to... oh good, we can get another Forbidden Epic. So that'll take care of some of that stuff. I did load my save here, so cards are going to go all over the place now. We have a book we can't translate, but we do have this book here that we can just read. The entity called Chion arrives in a blizzard and demands the city gates are barred. As Abideos falls under her spell, the dead return but do not speak. Probably some sort of winter book. Anyway, takes care of all of those. We got a bunch of notoriety, not a huge deal. We do have Bleak Thoughts active at the moment, but I am getting opium, so that should take care of itself. Alright. We need the practicalities of Forge or the mysteries of Moth. And the other option, of course, is Fight. Okay, so for this, we're just gonna go ahead and get some Forge going, and we'll be in good shape. All right, so this should be able to take care of that. Axe and layup, steel and fire. Alright. Got some much needed exercise. And of course we get sick again, because that's what always happens to us. We'll keep working out for the time being, just to keep the money a little bit stable. Or to constantly go down because it costs money to go on expeditions. For 8 years, the city is a place of slow death, frosty ecstasy, and silent beauty, but in the 9th year, a conspiracy of shouts is mounted against the quiet that Chion demands. The conspirators open the city gates and a scarred man comes to drag Chion out by the hair. Someone returns, but the conspirators die of remorse. So we got a white ceremony out of it, but not much we can do with it. We still got a bunch of exploration to do, so there's something up ahead. We've made it through the forest. Alright, what do I want to upgrade next? Let's do winter. See where we can get with that. I don't have any glimmerings or the other thing, so I don't expect to get very far on the study. That's fine. Continues, we have money, we're fine. We have 16 edge, so we can easily kill everybody. Yep, need a glimmering. I don't have one. So that'll probably fail. Unless I can get one in less than 20 seconds. Alright. How are we on this? We'll try one more time and see if we get lucky. Got our health back. Alright, let's go. Go diving into this. See if we can get some glimmerings or something. Well, I'm about to get dread, so you know what? Let's fix that. I'm not going to do any fancy painting. It's just we're going to get some glimmerings from it, hopefully. Alright. The Memory of Crows. This is the great oak where the masked crow once roosted. Lightning has split it from head to heart, and the tree is charred and rotting. It squirms with finger-length worms. Something glints dully in the swarm of dead roots. Yeah, I'll just... actually, do I have regular paints? Or paints I don't need? Yeah, we'll just use one of these. Alright, enjoy. A root coils around an egg of lead the size of a child. Perhaps it was planted with another metal once, but the weather has removed all trace of any coating. After a struggle, the halves of the egg come apart to reveal its contents. Lethe. A dark syrupy liquor favored in unnamed forest villages, the tongue and the eye, and now we begin. Forget your name, forget your skin. Ingredient that is worth 8 moth. The Treaty on Underplaces. Herein, the 17th century mystic and antiquarian Claude Hersault describes the bounds or underplaces on the borders of dream. He warns that they shift over time. The High Mysteries of the Innermost. The High Mysteries of the Innermost Chamber of our Church Solar, secret rites of the Church of the Unconquered Sun, which held power in at least 2 histories. Also written in that witch tongue, which we do not understand yet. That's okay. Alright, now for the generic continent location. We'll just go ahead and knock that out. We'll send, of course, the poltergeist in the hint. Or not the poltergeist, the percussicant. Treasure seekers visiting the stones must penetrate the forest that conceals them, grapple with the locals who revere them, and finally be prepared to do some digging, even if they find a hidden door. Alright, we have enough to do the fighting, so the rest will hopefully fall into place. Alright. Forge or moth, and then lantern or knock to get through the door. So all we need to do is get the forge going, and we'll be in good shape. Okay, first thing's done. Got that going for us. Not what I was hoping for, but that's fine. We'll try one more time. laborious work. If I never touch another canvas, I have earned my place. Earned my place in history. Hello. Alright. Funding. Funding. And a whole lot of other stuff. Including fascination, and a bunch of stuff that will turn into fascination if I'm not careful. So, with that in mind, let's do some rights, shall we? 6, 2, 6. Alright, what can I summon with this? Lantern. An edge would of course get me a hint. Lantern and forge will get me the crucible, but I don't actually have enough for that. Yeah, we'll summon a hint. Just trying to get rid of that fascination stuff. Axe and lamp. Steel and fire. Okay, needs reason. Go figure, I have erudition and glimmerings, and now it just wants reason. That's how the game works. Alright, no need for dreaming at the moment. Expedition continues. There are 3, so I'm going to go ahead and give funding now just to get that out of the way. Alright, got ourselves a hint. Just talk to it for now. Put it on standby. And then let's try to get rid of some more of this fascination before it, kills me. This thing produces moth. Trying to see if there's any combinations that'll work here. A raw profit. I didn't even look up. I forgot to write down the stats for the raw profit. I think we failed to summon it before. I've been updating my notes on rituals. Our strength is matchless, that's fine. And this should take care of the lantern. Yep. Alright. Yeah, used up all 3 reason. Go figure. Alright, and I just got trembling in the air, so that last fascination's been taken. That's fine. Expedition continues, we're good to go. And we got 3 requirements, so we'll be able to upgrade that white there. And it enters the world 1 limb at a time, questing like a serpent, cawing like a crow, throbbing like a vane. It will cuddle close against my leg if I let it, and afterwards I will have to dispose of my shoes. 8 moth, 8 grail. Interesting. I'll just hang out and talk to it. We already have a hint, so don't really need much more than that. Alright, in the meantime I'll do a little bit more exercising. Invocation of the Ivory Dove. There is power that commemorates and grieves, from whom nothing is taken, but who cannot be deceived. You might expect to be able to crush him in your hand into bird bone fragments. And if we combine this with, if we use the right with Martensite paste and assist with an assistant dedicated to knock, or other resources of equal power, you can summon a maid in the mirror. Well, I don't think it'll solve the riddle, but I'll try anyway. I'm pretty sure it's not going to solve the riddle. Not the answer. Not the answer either. That's okay. I could have swore the freaking the edge would be able to solve it if it's high enough. That's okay. We do have a book to read, so we'll read it. The walls of the mantis, her assault begins, are the size of starlight. Many of his directions are equally unhelpful, but common relationships do emerge. Faint lines in stone, a surface that yields to pressure. We found it. The hidden door moves with a grating shudder and a shower of dust. Raw Prophet doesn't like conversations. Paint line... Yep, that's already told us. And what do we have here? A picaresque account of a journey through nightmare, interspersed with what might be partial rites. On the 18th ascent is the bud. On the 36th ascent, the blossom. That is actually a hint. Go figure. 36 is a number we'll need to know in the future. 18... I think 18 is what we need to promote somebody to Exalt. Ah, hey, look, finally some more knock stuff. Every door in the Mantis requires its sacrifice before it will open. The Urgravine rites prescribe the manner of the sacrifice. So we got that going for us. And we're about to get some stuff, so I'll wait on the studies for the moment. Oh, we're about to get some despair, which is actually good. And we got a subtle fracture out of it. That's neat. I probably should have read that, I should have read the dream then, because I think that was a new one. I apologize. The chamber inside the tumulus has half collapsed with the years. Fat white spiders crawl from the touch of our lamplight, instantly slow. The stone leaves are cracked and dripping, but here's the offering hole still, with its treasures. The Germaniad, a fragile manuscript, illuminated with twin shapes of sad and luminous beauty, with all the phases of the moon. It might be as old as 7th century, but the language Fusine is much older. Coral decorates its cover, and its page edges are sharp enough to slash a throat. It's written in Fusine. It's also technically a tool that has knock on it. That's the first time I've seen a book that has that and can be read. but I can't translate it. What language is this? This is written in Phrygian. The Phrygians worshipped the Great Mother, who we call the Grail. Theirs was the land in which the Sisterhood of the Knot was born, and this is the tongue in which the Thunderskin pleaded at his ascension. So yeah, we're getting at the point where we're noticing languages that are not normal, to say the least. The Lacrobine Codex, Christopher Lucrebus, claimed to have purchased 2 handwritten copies of the Codex in the supposedly extinct Phrygian tongue from a family of witches on the shores of the Sea of Marmara. A third was given to the sea. And we've got our iron spintria, which could just be used for selling. So we got a hint here. That hint's going to be expiring. Got some heart here. And we got a raw profit here. Well, I do have the Tower Rivik, so we can go ahead and get that started. We'll just use the hint and the other stuff. We will have to search assiduously to find whatever treasures might remain, and if the tower was truly destroyed in a battle between adepts, dangerous influence may still cling to it. Too bad I can't send my summon to like kidnap people. That's okay. Alright, well with that I actually have nothing I can really do with the books I have, because I can't translate any of them. So for now, I don't know, hang out over here, because I don't actually have room for you. Alright, well that means I can focus on just doing more studying of the types. So we'll go ahead and get started with some of the lantern stuff. Uh-oh, the cops are here. Shouldn't be an issue. This thing has 8. I'm just thinking, I'm doing math again. I might be able to promote some people. Alright. This has a curse that requires heart or grail, and a door which requires lantern or knock. So this will take care of the lantern. Also, I might as well read that. The creeping breath curse. Otherwise it will keep... that's all it tells us. Okay, good to know. Perfect. How much do I need? We need at least 21 for this. The raw profit provides 8. This thing does not consume summonings, so this is safe. I have 8 from this moldy wrap admonitions. Sorry, my speech problems are really kicking in here. Which is rank 8, and then I have Sylvia here who has 5, so that brings it up to a total of 8, 16, 21, exactly enough to promote her to a skin twister, Now, I believe I mentioned this before, the only people that can become skin twisters are people with the moth aspect. All the other characters, even if I had enough moth aspect to technically promote them, it would go through the motions, but it wouldn't actually promote them. So the only people that can become exalted are Sylvia and Porter, because they're both moth aspects. And it's a significant upgrade. And it's definitely going to make our lives a lot easier when it comes to dealing with the police, so... Alright, we almost certainly will find the door, that's fine, and we need to get a heart. And that should take care of the heart. Sorry, getting more discussions about Pathfinder in the background, sorry about that. This was my past, but now I am changed. These are my garments which I set aside. Here is my skin, but it is loaned to me. Here is my name, which is only a blindfold. Here is the wood, where we strangle the light. Here I was, and here I am not. And I got an achievement for that. Sylvia has learned to get out of a place almost before she has gotten in. Sometimes she leaves dead leaves beneath the windowsill. Sometimes she writes her name where it won't be found. Fantastic. Only a rare few, those most suited to service in our mysteries, may achieve this rank. Rank 10, an Aspect Moth. Essentially, she can solo any moth, I guess, challenges there are. And that includes destroying evidence. So at this point, she has a 100% success rate to take care of tentative evidence. I've heard that you can't get rid of damning evidence, but it won't matter because all we have to do is just get rid of it before it becomes damning evidence. So we'll get to show off her power soon. At this point I don't have to worry about the cops at all, as long as I have at least one of the exalts around. Just making sure this is doing what it needs to do. It is. We're strong enough to fight the curse, so we're good to go on that. We just got tentative evidence, so we'll go ahead and show that off in a bit. I just got an affliction, good thing I noticed that. I only have 4 health, so it's a pretty good idea to keep track of that. Erudition, which we don't have. Porter, like a spider, is found in the most unexpected places. Alright, that raw profit was definitely worth getting. It took care of a lot of our issues, because now I can just do this. Send a devious minion to destroy evidence. So we succeeded. Mercy, saith the watchman, is found only in shadow, an unmerciful mantra. Alright, treasure's still before us, that's fine. I'll go ahead and work with the lore of the knife, just to get that going. And we're probably going to end up having to take a break from expeditions for a bit. This is not the answer. Alright. Still not the answer. Kirby has fallen very far. It may not enter the house, and one of its few satisfaction is to deny entry. It has too much honor to mock me, but I see the satisfaction in its golden eyes. That is not, it says with relish, the answer. Alright. This thing just takes the lore, right? Yeah. It takes the lore. A long-delayed conclusion. Beneath the tower is a cramped cellar with cracked slate walls. The proportions, it should be a perfect cube, but somehow there are too many corners. Blue light festers at the junction of the ceiling and wall. The floor flexes, slowly, like the skin of a bubble. It echoes to a stamped foot. What spaces open beneath? Alright. Evidence dealt with. Just have you talk for the time being. Bundle the treasures into a sack. Hurry up, the handholds to the tower stump. Up the handholds up to the tower stump. The sky above ripples with cobalt aurorae. The hills around are washed with shutters of blue light. There's a high and singing sound from the stones of the tower as we leave. Lightning cracks from the sky, and suddenly everything is silent. The tower stump is gone. Alright, something in Latin. Lord Franklin Bancroft's Diaries, 1750 to 1790. The notorious journal of a notorious gentleman, written in Latin, no doubt for the sake of safety. So we got that going for us. The Vincent inscriptions. Everett Vincent just transcribed these Phrygian inscriptions from a cliff in Anatolia, where he's famously survived a lightning strike. He died 7 years later to the day. His bones, the legend has it, were hot to the touch. So, more of that. Watchworms. A tiny pot of stunted, desiccated larval remnants of the First Worm War, rank with the power that inhabit its dead hours, has 12 in winter aspect. It's also a lethal poison. Under no circumstances should you put this in anyone you want to keep. I've never tried to poison anyone, but that'll be kind of neat if that is an option. Alright, get the exploration going. We should have enough to be able to do another expedition with these summons still. Restful sleep, that's fine. Yeah, we'll just hold on to the raw profit for now. We don't exactly need them anymore, or need it anymore. Cave of Candles. Every 7th sunset, the cunning man comes from the village below to renew the candles. The floor of the entrance chamber is a slick with stinking wax. He claims the light keeps the creature below cowed, but more likely the sacrifices he brings keep it too sated to emerge. Alright. Of course, we're going to start our expedition again. If I had at least... okay, yeah, that's right, I gotta pay. The descent to the cave through the high passes will be dangerous. Whatever waits in the darkness below is probably more dangerous still. Alright, we managed to upgrade even though we didn't have all the requirements. An operation of the lab height, a series of mystic exercises that requires both dedication and terror. Use this with a corpse in winter power and the corpse will rise. Alright, this thing has snakes, which we can kill through combat, and we need either Forge or Winter, which we have neither at the moment. So we'll go ahead and get that started. So I was about to call this a video until I realized that I've only been recording for about 37 minutes. So I've been doing these hour-long sessions simply because the game is, you know, it is what it is. So, let's get things going, shall we? I also muted my web browser, so hopefully it will not make any sounds when I get Facebook messages. So just talking to this raw prophet is triggering freaking moth events, which is not actually a good thing. Old, unhappy, far-off things. Moth finds the light in the dark, and so do I. So that's a little bit of a bad thing. What do we got here? We are practical souls, strong and forged. We are properly fine. Mountaineers Road. Alright, we'll make it through. And we already meet the requirements for the snakes, so that should take care of everything. Alright, we got a lot of dread. We might want to take care of some of that, so let's take care of some of that. That should be good. Alright, and for the dread that's already there, we'll just wait, that's fine. Translated the text. Bancroft seems to have been a talented adept, but devoted his energies to frustratingly whimsical projects, arranging grape-fetching races between Mantis spirits, teaching percussivants how to juggle, and conjuring storms of imaginary blossoms for the Rose Witch Ayrshire, who resolutely refused ever to couple with him. Bancroft spends 20 pages bemoaning this last. I believe we read something about Bancroft before. I mean, I'm pretty sure I read his other diaries. We'll just buy some paints, not a big deal. Erudition. getting dread now. Expedition continues, we're good to go on all of that. Alright, so we got that going for us. We didn't get a single... we did not get a single freaking, contentment. I was expecting that, but I was wrong, so I'll go ahead and get myself some. And hopefully don't get ourselves killed. The mantra here recorded is a high and exacting magic which can be used to pledge one's spirit to the Watchman. Beginning an ascent to the house, Bancroft boasts of his ability to recite it when in his cups. He also had it set to music for a performance with fireworks at Valhall Gardens. Alright, it's an unmerciful mantra. Now we have two of them. Well, I got nothing better to do, so I'll go ahead and start studying those. Study the glorious lore. There's a proverb among the practitioners of visible art. Glory visits the house without walls. I would like to know about glory. Course of the heart. That's fine. And then what I can do here is use that dread to deal with that, and that will deal with the despair. Oh, now you give me a contentment. Okay, we've got the dread. And then we can get rid of that, and that'll take care of all of it. Nest of lights. The tunnels beneath the cave are smooth with the great serpent's passage and chokingly dark until we came with our lanterns. But the chamber where it nested is surprisingly bright. Luminescent fungi flood the place with ersatz moonlight. Perhaps the candles drew it, not repelled it. A little cache of treasures culled over the years from the serpent's meals. He has nosed them into a glinting pile. The Tantra of Worms. The entomologist Juliana Zawistowski eventually came to insist that this text was written by insects inhabiting a human skin. She never presented evidence for her claim. It is in freaking Sanskrit. The world does not weep. This is in Aramaic. Brown Joshua, found in a well in Hemeth. There's an unlikely story that it was abandoned by Alexander during his retreat from Isis. True blood of Saint Januarius. The Thunderskin protected the one they called Januarius against perils from every past. To this day, his blood keeps dancing. So that's a 12 aspect ingredient. Alright, once again, I don't have much to explore. I can sell some things, so I might as well do that. But yeah, unless I get some, I mean, I can explore these locations, but all it's going to give me is the same location over and over again. And I'd rather get new stuff if possible. So we're probably going to end up losing our summons in a bit. That's completely fine at this point. They kind of serve their purpose, and we kind of got something to work with at the moment. Is there anything else I need to work on? We have an intensity of light radiance thing going. I mean, I might consider using it. We'll see. I'm just thinking of what I can summon. I can literally sacrifice this thing just to resummon it. Yeah, I can do that with this too. That's kind of neat. But we really don't need to. I'm just gonna let them fade. Oh, I haven't like picked up any new commissions. We should do that. Because we actually do need to do those commissions. They're kind of important. Alright, so rank 4 heart, rank 6 lantern, rank 6 knock. Alright, we'll do the heart first, because I can actually do that one. Very substantial moth. Very good. That's something I can work with. We need to get the big ones, the very substantials. We'll get a silver spintrias, and those are actually going to be useful for something later on in the game. Didn't get any money from the junk we sold. Alright, looks like we got the requirements for that. The higher commissions actually require multiple parts now. This one requires reason and passion. Some of them require 2 reason. Okay, those are done. We now have a Fenian invocation. the door in the eye navigates. He is not merciful, but first and always he illuminates. Use this right with a nocturnal and thrilling air to summon a hint, which we're kind of good on that front. Once again, I'll go ahead and check the secret. Not the answer. But we're working on it. Alright. These are in different languages, I believe. Yep. Alright, let's translate the Sanskrit. Try to get us, hopefully get some higher level lore. Forgot. Please use this so we can pick up that. Yeah, this one uses up 2 reason. There we go, silver spintria. Start getting stocked up on those. Glimmering out of it. All of it translated. We'll do the Tantra of Worms first. The Tantra explains various less than practical countermeasures against the worms. The serpents, which are not serpents, moth and winter, are the closest to them, and so understand their weaknesses, but both have their own perils. The lionsmith crushes them, but that's not recommended for mortals. Cops have been quiet. The worms have always been eager to inhabit us. Here are the practices which make us inhospitable to them. There are diagrams. The diagrams are good to look upon, and none of the practices they depict would allow the subject to survive. Alright, Operation of the Declining Sun. The unknown adept who wrote this proclaims the world forgets, but the ivory dove does not. The text contains a number of prescriptions for ensuring that certain acts are remembered, including a rite which requires a sacrifice in a particularly monstrous mode. I'm thinking this is going to get us a winter aspect, and it's probably going to teach us sunset rite again. It's kind of nice that there are multiple books that will multiple sources to learn a rite from. And speaking of the cops, they are active again. That's fine. Also, I completely forgot to grab another commission for Vetchit. Substantial grail? Start. Substantial lantern. The hours tried to bury the memory of what happened to the wheel, the flint, the tide, and the 7 coil, but the dove won't permit it, nor will he permit what happened to the first egg to be forgotten. Although it is perhaps the one thing that the watchman might ever forgive. Right of the Beast Division. The assistant's name is taken from them at place, or on occasion of power. They are divided into 9 parts. They used to be hunted like an animal too, but that time's changed. I've never gotten this right before, so this is a new one. And we got the invocation of the Ivory Dove, so we can now get up to even higher winter aspect. Interesting. Alright. Currently using the Red Grail. I do have some erudition on me, so yeah, we'll go ahead and do this. There are words which chill the air and drink the color of my skin. Cards are getting shifted around because I picked a poor place to put all my lore at. That's alright. And as long as we keep doing these manuscripts, we're gonna keep getting freaking mysticism. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Restlessness is becoming a problem. It does have its uses, because it's a real easy way to get rid of fascination, is just let it happen. Alright, cool. Got a very substantial edge, which will get me another silver spentria. We need to get as many of those as we can while we can. Well, it's used in a couple of things, and one of them is kind of required. I can't really say it's required, but it's something. I'm just gonna get rid of the dread right now. Recitation of Lost Hours. 6 are gone. 5 came from stone and 1 from light. All went to nowhere. Still their memories have power. And now we call upon it. Use this rite with haste and an assistant to summon a maid in the mirror. This is tier 10 in winter. So we're getting some powerful lore. It's just lore that doesn't actually help us right now. It's not the lore we need is the problem. Organizing some stuff. Yeah, we're just gonna start moving this stuff over. It's kind of away from everything, but that's fine. So the center's getting messy. There we go. It was around this, I guess, this point in the game when I actually started experimenting with all the rites just to see what you can possibly, what combinations you can do with all the fancy level rituals and all that. Alright, what do we work on next? Let's see about just upgrading what we have here for now, and we can use that to explore. Also, let's take a look at that right. Invocation requires a victim that has to be, of course, a follower or a who will be divided, or a prisoner, and it also has influence and invocation. The influence doesn't get used up, which is kind of interesting. I mean, in most cases, I want the influence to be used up because I want to get rid of it. So probably not the best situation, but that's fine. Rank 6, so this will do. Might as well get the mysticism. Or mystique. I keep calling it mysticism. Alright, we got some fascination. Not a big deal. Very substantial forge. Good. I'm honestly not concerned about the fact that the hunter's just going to keep looking now. If I do get notoriety, she'll look at it and possibly make evidence, but I can destroy any evidence now, so it's not an issue. It is eating up my reason, though. I'm really surprised I don't have the answer for the riddle. Am I really just missing it? I mean, I guess it could be... I mean, the only thing I don't really have high in is knock. Everything else is fine. I mean, unless it's looking for a very, very specific lore and it's not based off a level. Which is a possibility. Why not? We'll find out. Yeah, I do not have the answer, so I can't get through the door. So I can't actually get to the next tier of the Mantis. Which is a little bit of a problem. Okay, that failed. That's fine. I can learn from the study of its blurred edges. Alright, secret histories. A glimmering, of course. And I just got fascination again. That's annoying. So I need to stay away off the dream for a bit, because now I'm literally one fascination away from death. Or insanity, rather. But that's okay, because I'm about to get some restlessness. So as long as I don't get freaking dread, I should be okay. Alright, come on guys. Hook me up here. Another sickness? Seriously? Oh, sorry, that was heart. Alright. Getting some stuff done, but not much. Fortunately, we hit a snag here. We literally can't get we can't answer the stag door's riddle, so we can't progress. And as I explained before, there's tiers, and we not being able to get to the next tier of secret histories is gonna delay us. I mean, we have a bunch of smaller ones which we can combine, but that takes time. I'd rather not spend all that time doing that. Sorry for jerking the screen about. It's just a bunch of misclicks. Getting another restlessness, that'll help a bit. Assuming I don't get dread before then. Hate how it's so easy to close these windows by accident. Very substantial. Good. Alright, cool. We'll finally get the upgrade in. Then I can take some time to, I don't know, do summons or something. There we go. So got our Forbidden Epic. So we got that going for us. We're gonna go ahead and keep trying to get that working. Yeah, this should do it. Because we haven't finished the continent yet. I think we've done 2 of them. Alright, looks like we're in pretty good shape. Voyevode's Citadel. In the days of the great power of the Turks, a man of power ruled here. Over many years he fed many thirst, until his own thirst overcame him. I have learnt that both treasures and his victims may remain in an untouched vault below the castle. Okay. So we'll go ahead and go on an expedition. Our leader will be Porter. That'll give us 10 moth right off the bat. And then we'll take some edge just in case. I'm not going to worry about summons at the moment. Voyevode's vault will be hidden well, and if the stories are true, his victims may not rest peacefully in the dark behind the Citadel walls. Alright, now I'll go ahead and call this a video. I am The Depressed Eeyore, and this was Cultist Simulator. See you guys later.